Hey, what up, Drew? Sorry, guys, I just wanted to hop on for a closing stream today because I have some stuff going on after hours, and I might not be able to make. Yeah, you're first. Hell yeah! I might not be able to make a YouTube video tonight, so I wanted to come back, and I also wanted to talk about my Nvidia trade with you guys real quick. So I wanted to talk about the Nvidia trade because we are seeing a rapid upward move. We're seeing some violation, not necessarily for the SPY. This could be a liquidity grab to just flush. We're going to watch this by the end of the day because I think something interesting could take place. Now you will notice that the Qs have violated their divergence point right here, which means this could be a whole new sequence, but it's still relatively flat on the RSI. So I wanted to talk about how this market is moving and why I just sold out of my Nvidia play. That's right, I got into my Nvidia play, got out of my Nvidia play, made 75%, called it a day. And then I go, okay, now why was I overall doing that? And it's not so much because this looks bad. It's not so much the fact that this looks like it's going to cross. Nothing like that looks possible here at this moment, right? We're not necessarily seeing anything bad on the 30-minute. We're seeing the 2-hour try to vibe to the upside, and that's perfectly fine. But I am noticing some very interesting signals, and one of those signals is going to be Apple. And I really wanted to just be fair and honest with you guys. Apple is one that looks like it needs to take a major breather. And I think that we are going to see a lot of stocks start to test their breakout areas, right near the 20-day moving average. I really want to pay attention to these areas right here for now because Apple is showing a 30-minute divergence on the MACD and RSI, a little bit upward, but we're holding across, and that's important. The 2-hour is showing that as well. I'm aware if the 2-hour wants to make one more move higher, okay. But I'm just more so discussing this with you guys right now to explain, does this make me really excited to take a long trade? No, if anything, it makes me think, okay, Nvidia could still go up, but if Apple's going to take a crap here, then Apple is a big stock that dictates a lot of what the market wants to do. And what do we notice? The Qs are setting up a potential 2-hour divergence, not saying it has to be one. It hasn't played out. So am I shorting this at this point? Not necessarily, right? I'm more looking at this as at a perspective of risk. And the risk here is we are going up to a monthly expected move still early on in the month of December. A lot can happen around that, but this is a monthly expected move early in December. So I want to pay attention to that. The risk is down from here, and that's how I'm going to position myself in this market. I'm not going to take an upside play until I see something very obvious and we get that daily pullback at this point. Nice little trade with Nvidia. I can say thank you for the money and I can get out of it and I can go, okay, cool. My risk is good again. So why I'm doing that though is because we're noticing stocks like Apple. Apple is currently, we mentioned this yesterday, and I actually looked and there is a major call wall at 250. Look at 250, we reject off of it. Very important. This is where we were above a monthly and weekly expected move. That means for the whole month of December, this is all that was priced in by the options market at the beginning of the month. So that tells me what happens. Well, 68% chance to land lower than that by the end of the week and by the end of the month. So this is one that I am not happy with. And I think that Apple is one that could experience a daily pullback. Maybe a dramatic one, right? Maybe a dramatic one relatively because of how high we've come up. But if we really look at the grand scheme of this thing, I mean, ever since it's really bottomed down here, we've seen this thing pretty damn good. And we can notice that if we line this thing up, where would that go to? Well, that would just be a 50% retracement of the overall move. The other ones are Tesla making a huge move up. Now, Tesla's one that I am in no way going to short this. This thing is going parabolic. It might have a short seller problem. I don't know what's going on with Tesla. It is not showing terrible weakness like Apple is, but it is above a monthly expected move and it is hitting weekly expected moves and things like that. So pay attention. Amazon's another one outside of the monthly, not outside of the weekly this week, but you notice we're hitting top Bollinger again. We start to pull out to a 2-hour, we go, what if that rejects? What if we need a deeper 2-hour pullback? So I do believe it is nice that we are holding this shelf, but I'm looking at this from a risk to reward perspective. The risk here is Apple and all these other stocks are making major upward moves way too fast, and we see some kind of corrective, not really corrective, but more of a pullback to go down towards some maybe breakout area retest before we actually head higher. These things like to move in A, B, C moves, and we look like, I mean, if you really look at Amazon on the 2-hour here, you're really going, okay, is this maybe the ABC? Like, is this really all I'm expecting for a pullback? Or could we actually see this be like this and then head in the upward direction? That's all I'm talking about. Just looking at the market from a risk standpoint, Amazon is I believe it's way outside. I want to go over and check, actually. I'm going to go check for you guys, but I want to make sure I'm telling you guys the right stuff. Amazon, yeah, we're well outside of the monthly expected move, and it is only 11 days into the month. Now, this can continue. I'm not shorting this. I'm waiting for the opportunity when all of this unravels to test a breakout area, and that's what I'm going to point out as well. If I draw a line across, where's the breakout area? Right here. Where's that 20 at right now? It's right here. So I'm being patient now. This morning, I was genuinely like, oh, okay, this is going to be good. And then we keep seeing upside. We keep seeing upside. We keep seeing upside. And NVIDIA is not even above its 5-day yet, and it has all these moving averages above it. So I have too many things. Tesla as well. Tesla, just once again, yes, Tesla outside of a monthly, well outside of it, and touching a weekly right now. Apple, outside of a monthly, outside of a weekly, and flushing. So I'm glad I pointed this out on Patreon just a little bit ago. This is something I'm paying attention to. Now, this 30-minute is still positive. I can still curl up, but I'm just saying the risk is down, okay? We will look at AMD in a moment. Just give me a second here. Meta, well outside of its monthly expected move, creating 2-hour divergences. If you want to look at this, I'm not going to, people pay for that info on Patreon, so I'm not going to tell you the exact weekly expected moves. If you want to get that, you got to join Patreon or catch me when I'm in a real giving mood. But we can notice that this is divergence. We notice the divergence, triple divergence going down. Right? This is not an overall good sign. The 30-minute is trying to make another move higher. We're starting to reject that cross. This can still remain bullish. That's why I'm not shorting it. But from a risk to reward perspective, you can really see how this can add up to, hey, if that 2-hour crosses for Meta, could end up being something a little bit worse. Right? So I'm going to keep my risk out of it for now. I'm going to say thank you, NVIDIA, for the 75%, and I am going to sit and be patient and wait for daily pullbacks. That is my overall thing that I want to say in this video. You have Microsoft. You have Microsoft going once again above the weekly or the monthly expected move pretty significantly and creating that divergence really close to the center line. Now, like Meta, it is starting to reject that. We'll see what happens. This can continue. Am I going to short it? No, I'm going to sit and be patient and wait for that daily pullback. That would be perfectly fine with me. Google, we can look at Google real quick, and Google is outside of, now that one's parabolic. This one is definitely one that can keep going up. But I want to pay attention to the fact that it is well outside of its monthly expected move, only 11 days into the month, well outside of it, okay? You had to gap above it to see this good move. You gapped above resistance here, and then you kept going. And do you see the overall theme here? Are you understanding what I'm putting down? Because things like SoFi are seeing this trickle up behavior and about to curl up on a 2-hour chart. Things like IWM are looking like they kind of want to curl up on a 2-hour chart. So why are these things happening? Are we just seeing people who are in these stocks, big players, see that these things are really frothy and they want these things to pull back, and maybe they rotate into small caps for the time being for a short-term play? That's what I want to stay away from. I want to stay away from those risks. Even if NVIDIA is going to go up and up and up and up, the smart thing for me to do in this position, and I wanted to share it with you guys, is to be a little bit more, take the foot off the gas. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now we're seeing the VVIX still continue in the upward direction. Just another reason to be a little bit cautious. You're seeing the dollar keep heading in the upward direction. Now I think the dollar does have the opportunity to pull back from this area, but we'll see what happens with that. And then the 10-year yield, we're seeing this thing actually boom higher. And here's the funny thing. The 10-year yield going higher actually has led to this bullish run. So do you notice that? And there's actually articles out right now of the Fed maybe having to slow down their rate cutting. Okay, those are the articles coming out right now, and you're seeing these yields start to produce that upside with it. So just watch out, because these yields might actually end up going higher. And you're noticing the market initially is seeing it as bullish, and more so when these yields are coming down dramatically is when we're going to be a little bit more worried. Another thing I wanted to point out. All right, there's more. There's more, man. There's more. I've been really doing my homework today. Look at this breakout from oil. Oil is about to catch a big bid here. That is very interesting to me. Why is oil about to catch this massive bid? If it does confirm in a little bit here, we'll pay attention to it. You can see the last time we confirmed with a rejection here, we actually saw about, I think it was like 10% here. We saw about 11% roughly in just like 4 days. So this is something I'm paying attention to as well. USO is the ticker for that one. Target for USO is probably up towards $80, but I think you're going to run into problems at around 75 to 76 when you get to that 200 because of the measured move of this consolidation in here at the low to make a firm base. Bitcoin, this is great. Bitcoin actually turning up above all the moving averages, seeing that positivity come in. We'll see if that's able to cross. As of right now, you have a lot of the swing trade signal saying go, go, go. And we'll see if that can produce some upside. But be aware that Bitcoin could create a reversal signal very quickly. If you are someone who is holding a lot of Bitcoin, and you maybe like to hold a certain amount of Bitcoin all the time, but you're fine with kind of being a little bit more risk averse with, say, half of your position, well, then this type of signal should be enough to tell you, okay, some kind of maybe weekly pullback is coming. All right, and that could be a little bit more than a pullback as you're flat on the MACD and downward on the RSI. But I'm not too worried about Bitcoin. I still think that the daily is so freaking positive that even if you curled up and back down, confirmed divergence, you still have the opportunity to potentially curl up a third time. You know, you see something like this go on, and then we'll see what happens. So we'll pay attention to Bitcoin. My overall big target was about 129K for Bitcoin. Ethereum, first want to pay attention. Well, that's good. See, and this is what I'm saying the market needs to do. The market needs to do what Ethereum's doing, which is go to top Bollinger, get by that 20, retest, and try to turn back up. That's genuinely what needs to happen in the market, because it's getting real frothy. It's going up way too fast, pretty much. So we'll see, but note that this is very bullish. So am I encouraging myself to short the crap out of this and risk thousands of dollars? No, my theory, or my I guess summarization of what I'm saying here is, this is a reason for me to take the foot off the gas to the bull side. It is not necessarily a huge reason for me to try to short a bunch of things in the market, okay? Even something that looks like this, even something that looks like this, right? It doesn't mean that. If I want to, I can, and then I have to be willing to manage my trade. I have to understand this is a very bullish move, and I have to pay attention if this 30-minute, say on even Apple, right? We're using this as an example because it's right in front of us, but if Apple comes down to this 5 and just curls up into positive territory, where would it be? Positive territory. So I'm not looking to overall short. I'm looking for the daily pullback opportunity, and I think we have a good chance that we're going to get that in the next week or two. So I think this will start soon, and we're going to see some kind of daily pullback. And I think a lot of people will call it, if I'm giving my true, just like my thoughts, right? Obviously, we're going to pay attention to the signals, guys, so take this with a grain of salt. My thought here is we're actually going to see that pullback. It might be a little bit quick, and then maybe Jerome Powell and them save the market a little bit, or it's going to seem that way because people are going to be talking about potential for stock market crash. And I'm genuine. I think that's what's going to happen. But anything can happen. It's the stock market, right? We're relatively flat on the volatility index here, the VIX. We're just noticing that, hey, that could be a flag to head lower. So don't think that this has to be some kind of, massive thing. I'm just stating that the risk of downside is more there than the reward for the upside for a lot of stocks. And I'm going to take that into consideration, as NVIDIA is one of the only big stocks that has failed to retake its 5-day moving average today. I mean, really just click through these. Apple above its 5, Tesla above its 5, Amazon above its 5, Nvidia below its 5, AMD below its 5. We got semiconductors kind of taking some lag here. Meta above its 5, Microsoft above its 5, Google is way above its 5, AMC obviously below. As we go forward, it's like SoFi. Even SoFi, these type of things, they are getting above the 5. Nvidia is lagging behind, and I see too many things that are going up too fast to encourage me to hold on to this play. I will take profit on it and chill. All right. Cost, well, just note, Jeff, that, and I hope that you guys understand what I'm saying here. I'm not trying to encourage anything. I'm just stating my thought process in why I sold my Nvidia play and why I was like, hey, I like the profit here and things look too frothy. I'm worried that this could roll back down, right? I'm worried that we could go through some kind of pullback here in bigger stocks. So does that mean Nvidia is going to be safe? Hopefully that's what comes across here, right? Take my foot off the gas, be patient, wait for the next bullish signal, take the next bullish signal, because this one, it's not able to take the 5 today, and I really wanted that to happen. As far as it goes for cost, just know you are talking about earnings. So right away, you have to understand that earnings is a 50-50 flip. Now you have terrible signals for Costco going into earnings, genuinely. I mean, look, I'm just looking at the, what's the spread? Yeah, and then how far away are you from that retracement? So 966, breakout area around 943. More so just want to see, this is crazy to the upside. Once again, am I overly excited to short something right now? No, this is a very bullish run, right? I would say if you were paying attention to technicals, they are saying the weakness is here. The only problem is this can do anything. Okay, this can, and it doesn't even have to be like up. It could just be up to screw you over in the morning. You sell the position and then it ends up going down, right? Pretty much how this works with earnings, just so you're aware, is whichever way that they, and I truly do believe this is kind of the case sometimes, is whichever way they want the stock to go, whichever way they want the stock to go, and they can hurt a bunch of people, they're going to push it that way, and they're going to use one good thing that is said in the earnings to make this go up. They could use one bad thing, even if there's 10 good things, to shoot it down. The overall statement I make about earnings is it is a 50-50 flip, and you can kind of throw technicals out the window. Unless you see, like, you know, and that doesn't necessarily mean that, right? If you're a good seasoned trader and you've traded earnings before and you understand downsizing the position, you understand the risk that you are taking, then yes, that's okay. It is your decision at the end of the day. I'm not pushing the buttons, you are, right? This is more about just learning about the behavior around earnings, and it can be a 50-50 flip. Robert, I'd be very careful. So I'm just stating that the signals are here, the bad signals are here, okay? So, but you can't really say anything, like I can't say, oh yeah, that's really probable to go down. I'm gonna tell you what the probabilities here are for Costco right now. It has a 50% chance to go down, it has a 50% chance to go up, because you have no idea what they're about to say in those earnings. Momentum is saying this needs to come down, but it does not matter because it's all dependent on that, which is unfortunate for the stock because that's a great little look there. Robert, I want to talk to you about this real quick, okay? Now, this is, I'm not going to say it's some kind of massive mistake. We're getting this curl up at the end of the day with only a 30-minute bar. But I will say this is very, very controlled. And you're seeing some small cap stocks actually show that they want to make this same move. Okay, so, and the daily is even saying, hey, I could pull back more. So you're in a position where it could work out, But what is the risk here as the 30-minute is positive? Well, one, the momentum on the 30-minute is going up. As of the 2-hour for now, the momentum is going up. Now, that's on the last bar of the day. You got to take it with a grain of salt. Maybe watch the extended hours after to see if that is producing some upside, right? But you could end up being right. You could end up being wrong. This has not seen the breakthrough to the upside. You're seeing some small cap stocks that look a lot like this. So it means just be a little bit cautious. Yeah, Jeff, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. And they're first on the first super on the live stream. Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate it. I hope that that was helpful. I'm not trying to tell you what you want to hear. I understand you had a downward position and you had good signals. I think that's awesome. That is awesome. The only problem is that E. So I would say this, if you really want to take the play, right? What I do if I really, really want to take the play on earnings is I just minimize my risk in some way. Let's go look at some other stuff. So this one you haven't seen confirmation up, you haven't seen confirmation down, but it is very, very controlled. Very, very controlled. And that 2-hour really looks like, hey, when it's that controlled, that thing could rip at any moment. You don't have 30-minute divergence down here. Actually, you do have a little 30-minute higher low. So that's something to pay attention to. You have a 30-minute that is positive. So technically on the 30-minute, taking a negative trade here is a little bit against your 30-minute signal. It's with the 2-hour, it's with the daily technically, so I get it. But notice this too, by the way, with IWM, where do we react to? The 20. Where do we bounce from a lot of the time? The 20, top Bollinger, 20. Boom, almost top Bollinger, 20. What's going to happen next? We'll find out. So the reason I'm a little back and forth on this that we're talking about with IWM is just like we haven't gotten confirmations and we've seen a good pullback down to the 20. So myself, I would not be jumping into, shorting. I just don't have those signals for right now. CGC, let's go look at some of these guys. Okay, Canopy Growth. Obviously, these things are getting buried right now. What you need is the daily to turn up, and that's pretty simple there, but the daily really needs to turn up. There's not going to be... there's a little something. You got a little 2-hour, so if that 2-hour can see positivity, maybe it catches a bounce. Maybe you get a moment like this one, right? Those moments are kind of hard to catch, but you'll notice when they do happen, you're usually close to the center line. You're close to the center line now. That's going to be an interesting one. Tilray, I forget the ticker. Is it this? Yeah, Tilray. Okay. So Tilray is going to be in a similar boat. Now, this one looks like it might actually have the 2-hour divergence. That's a little bit better. Okay, so you notice that if I pull up this RSI, we know the price action's coming down. I'm going to just blow up the RSI. And what are you going to notice down here? Well, you're seeing a bunch of upward moves. One violation here, but it's still upward from that point. And you've turned up pretty aggressively with the RSI. So this would mean if I get confirmation from my MACD, there is a good chance that the daily is going to see it pop. I'm not going to say that's going to be something massive because we're below the 200 and you have no daily reversal signals, right? We have one little tiny rejection. Where you'd be more bullish is if you saw to see some kind of bigger move like this and then come down, because that would have caused the MACD to really carve out that divergence, get you a little bit closer on that cross up and say, okay, that's more likely to go positive for Tilray. And there you go, Jeff, it popped up. Is it Adobe? Adobe, we can look at this one too. We got some earnings coming out, man, and these things can shake stuff up. So pay attention to the fact that Apple is at its highest point. Meta's at its highest point. It's above the monthly. Apple is above the monthly. Tesla is above the monthly. Amazon's above the monthly. You have a lot of things outside of their topside monthly expected move. So it just means I'm taking my foot off the gas. That's how I'll say it for now. For Adobe, no real signals to go off of. That will be dictated definitely from earnings. I think Costco and Adobe would be very fun to watch. Maybe we'll watch that for a few minutes after the bell. Tesla, yeah, once again, Tesla's one of the ones that, hey, it's going parabolic. That's great. You're outside of a monthly. You're outside. You're touching a weekly right now. This is not only as high up as you're supposed to go for the month and you completely violating that. So you're seeing something crazy that can continue. So am I going to short this? No. But if I'm trying to be bullish on Tesla, do I want to start my position here or do I want to start my position back down in here? Well, I want to start my position at lower prices. So if Tesla does give me a pullback in some way, we can talk about upside. You do not have the divergence here, but this thing's going nuts. So there's not a lot of technicals to do here besides say like, yeah, if the 2 hour turns down, that could just be a 2 hour pullback. Apple is very ugly, and that's why I put it out on Patreon an hour and a half ago, an hour ago. Mara is interesting, but I don't know if this catches a bid, okay? So the 2 hour swing is kind of what I was looking for. I was looking at the daily chart, seeing if it would hold up at the 20. Not really happening. So I actually think that Mara could suffer a little bit more unless this 2 hour is able to gain some ground. This 2 hour gains some ground, you take back the 5, you break out of the zone, you might retest into it to go higher. That's how I see it heading higher for this. The 30-minute is giving you that rejection, so that's why I'm talking about that 2 hour turning up. But just note, I mean, this could be some kind of consolidation to head higher. Just note if that goes positive. Mainly the 2 hour is what I'm paying attention to there. Just understand you are still technically, we do not see reversal signals in here very well. They can just turn up and see swings, but from this type of look, we could end up going back down a little bit further. So rough one on that, but maybe you have a little bit of difference in your strategy that can say, hey, this is a good opportunity. Yeah, you'd say they move in tandem, but Mara actually has a short seller problem and they haven't moved in tandem for a while, right? They have not moved in tandem for a while. They actually just recently started to do that. So you're right to bring it up, Laws. That's very, very good. But it was just recent that it actually started to move like after Bitcoin moves. Yeah, so if you're a believer in that and you want a confirmation and you think that that is the truth that's going to happen, then you would say Mara should be catching a bid right now. Bitcoin is seeing a major up day, right? Mara's up 3.2%. That's pretty good, but if we can confirm a 2 hour, might be a more extended move. Yeah, Apple looks like not good stuff. Okay, Apple does not look good. This is the kind of thing that flashed red and just said, like MSC, yeah, we might lose. As far as this goes, this is not a good signal. I still want to be aware I'm above the 5 and this can continue, right? This can easily continue. This is some trickle down profit taking looking selling, right? Little bars that just keep coming down. But it is confirming bigger charts. You are at a weekly, you're above a monthly expected move. I have to just keep an eye on a bunch of these because there's so many outside of weekly and monthly expected moves right now that the risk for a downside move is there. Yeah. So you were outside of a monthly and weekly expected move here. You're starting to come back in it. You have a 2 hour divergence saying, hey, we're going to see a bigger 2 hour pullback or at least some kind of 2 hour pullback to curl back up into positive territory. If not, a full daily pullback for a few days here to get down towards, I think 236.36 is my level that I want to pay attention to here. This is something I marked off before I started streaming this afternoon. All right, so let's go check on some stuff over here. We noticed that the Qs are still holding up at higher prices. Just keep running into that wall, that monthly, right? And no real divergence here. So I am expecting this to continue. I'm not trying to jump into short position. I'm talking about, hey, we could experience a drop here. And if we do see reversals in the other way, like if we finally get that pullback to the 20, that'd be nice. But we easily could just pull back, retest, curl back up, and then set a trap later, right? This is a very bullish move. You're violating it on the MACD. So I'm not overly excited to be like, yeah, let me short this thing into the ground. It's more just and I'm going to keep saying it, a risk management move. It seems like a lot of risk for some kind of bigger pullback. If it's not going to be now, hey, it's probably coming, right? Like at this point, it's like we're outside of a lot of monthly expected moves. It's probably coming in some way. So I can just sit back and watch all the fireworks, watch this thing confuse everyone, and then just sit and wait for a divergence and play it off the 20. Apple's still going as of right now. Let me go look at my trade. Okay, so that one is out. We're out of the risk. There we go. Oh, 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 oh. DJT, what is that guy doing right now? Because I just saw some nuts things happen over here. DJT is getting a breakout right now, and I saw that in the options. Let's see if that can hold. That is a good little move there. And the only trade that I am taking right now is oil. I have rarely traded oil. I think I trade it maybe like once a year, and I'm going to give it another try here with this daily signal. I'm going to see if I can take a longer position, let it just play out and see what happens over the next month or so. Because we've seen some rip moves with oil when it has divergence like that. But DJT, really want to pay attention to this. That 2 hour looks like it wants to maybe rip up. Is this being followed by anything? SoFi. Yeah, that's at the end of the day. That's unfortunate. These are all going to happen at the end of the day. So if they're happening at the end of the day, and if I take anything with it, then I would just say I want to watch that after hours a little bit. Yeah, the option chain for DJT just went up like, it just like doubled in price out of nowhere on certain options. Oil looking interesting, wheat as well, both interesting commodity charts at the moment. Well, if you think about it, let's think. The Fed has just, I think I could probably find the article, but the Fed is kind of, or they're suggesting the Fed might slow down their cutting. And I think that's interesting that they're putting out that suggestion right now, because right as they're putting that out today, you're starting to see oil rip. You're starting to see gold see a 1% update and more gaps, more crazy gaps for gold. You're starting to see Bitcoin start to make the upward move, right? You're seeing a bunch of stuff. You're seeing the yield go higher. You're seeing the dollar start to turn up. It's really interesting. Trump will ring a bell in Wall Street tomorrow. Time magazine. Trump is a person of the year. Wait, really? Inflation plus war, commodity boom. Maybe. Maybe. I don't see why we're trying to jump into wars left and right. I mean, I know why we're doing. United Health Group to 0. Ooh, can we trade that stock? Oh. Anyone got the ticker for me? If it has one, let me know. I want to check it out. You guys want? Let me see if I can pull something cool up for you. You guys want to see something cool? DJT making a pretty dang good upward move. If it makes that upward move, they are not going to expect it at all. And they're going to have to pump a lot of money to fix that problem, because look at DJT's short sell very low. When it's this low, you want to look for pops. Okay, so before that big run from DJT, notice what started. This was very, very low. The price action confirmed up, then this started to follow, and you see, oh, now they're going to fight it. So when it's low, I actually want to pay attention. Tomorrow, by the way, core inflation, PPI, sorry, PPI. All right, let's go look over at the Qs again. This 2 hour divergence has me fudged up, man. I'm not liking that. Tesla's still just ripping. I'm telling you, Tesla, that is one I definitely am not going to short. That one for sure. All right, that's the one I'm like, no thank you. I'm good. You do you, baby boo. Laws is right. Oh, UNH. Is it? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Man, this United Health Group really took a shot there. weirdly enough, I don't want to be that guy, but weirdly enough, I'm pretty sure. When did that event happen? Someone look up the exact date. When did that event happen? Did it happen over the weekend? Can someone tell me? I just don't want to look it up real quick. In a position when playing a divergent top, is it close to below the previous high, or do you get in sooner? So the way that I would do it, and I'll just use Apple. By the way, this is already kind of confirmed on the 30-minute, so it's not necessarily something too short at this moment. But the technical way for me to short this is if I get a negative crossing down through the 9, and I'm seeing that reflect on the MACD at the same time, and I'm noticing that the RSI is crossing back down. It is moving in the downward direction. And then my later confirmation will be crossing through this center line, but the initial position is actually right here at 249.10 if I wanted to take a position on Apple. For something that I'm going to trade for a while, like US oil, it is a daily divergence, so I can take it as long as the bar is somewhere, at least I would say 70 to 80% complete. So going into the last hour of the day, it is about 80% complete there. So I can say, okay, this is not going to give up this move. It is crossing above the 9. It is crossing above all these moving averages. Now I can take a longer out position. Because this is on the daily scale, I want to take a longer position. Does that make sense? Yeah, I need to see confirmation that this is on a green bar. I need a positive bar because this is a bullish trade. I need a positive bar going above the 9 and crossing on that MACD down there. If it has divergence and it's not a swing trade, divergence is what I like to do here. And notice the RSI is crossing that center line already. So that is telling me that this RSI is ready to go get overbought. And that's what I think happens. And the last time that we did see a look like this, you had a rejection for a higher low, which is just as good as divergence, but divergence, this is really bottled up. So I like that. And you'll notice that once we did see that confirmation here, it's when this starts to get a good green bar again. We see that that good green bar took us above the 9. It is a positive bar, and boom, we head to the upside. We reject off the 200. So I will be paying attention to the 200. This is most likely, if it gets there, I will sell one contract, leave a runner or two. Trump rings the bell tomorrow? Seriously? Oh, I thought you guys were trolling me. UNH rallied the day the CEO was shot. That's kind of messed up. That's kind of messed up, honestly. Like, I get it. Hate people for screwing other people, but we should have a basic human understanding. A human being should not hurt another human being. It's just not my place. It's not in my moral. That's all I'll say. And I know he was corrupt, and I know that. I'm just saying I'm very different, I guess, than the person that did whatever they did. I don't really want to get into it. Like, I don't even know about the situation, to be totally honest. Shot December 4th. Okay, perfect. Well, not perfect. RIP. So December 4th. If we knew the time, that would be great. Do you guys know what time? Big end of day sell-off for IWM. Yeah, actually it is. Yeah, you're seeing that confirm. If that confirms the 30-minute back down, that'd be bad, but the 2-hour confirms that. That's what I'm saying. This is a rough one to take a position either way right now. You're not going to get good confirmation in the last minute or two here. Sorry, I keep ADHDing myself out of this. Does anyone know the time? 6:46 a.m. Eastern. Okay, 6:46 a.m. Eastern, so that would mean right before open? Is that right before open then? Like 45 minutes before open? Gretchen? Sorry, I'm bad with these type of things, but also there's a 30-minute divergence for it, by the way, just so you're aware. If that 30-minute confirms up, you might see a 2-hour swing higher, very, very deep 2-hour divergence there as well. So you actually could see reversal here for UNH. If these things prove, they're not proving. They're still going way down. Nothing is confirming. Almost 3 hours before the open. 3 hours before open. Okay, see, I'm bad at these things because I'm just right in the middle and I don't pay attention to times. Well, what I would say the funny thing is, you kind of had some interesting stuff here, and I think, is it on the 2 hour? So the 2 hour, as of right here, if I was someone who was bullish on the stock and I saw this, this would dictate for me most likely a management of the trade, which is very interesting. I want to see, but yeah, you see that brick coming down. You didn't necessarily get great hints in here. If anything, you got a 30-minute divergence at the end, like right before. What was that, Wednesday, December 4th? You see that rally, and then that's to take out stops most likely for the next move higher, and then you see that confirmed down on a positive bar, so that's unfortunate. That might trick you. But this right here is a negative bar below the 9. That's a tricky one. That is a tricky one. So no real good signals there, honestly. UJT, good upward move. He's ringing the bell tomorrow. That's cool. That's cool. Seeing volatility turn down again, right? Seeing volatility turn down. Interesting, as the SPY actually dropped into the end of the day. So very interesting there. All right, do you guys want to look at some stocks? Yeah, Jackson, I got out of my NVIDIA play. I can't do it, okay? I have to think of the risk to reward in these times, and the reward could still be there for NVIDIA. I'm going to be honest, the reward for NVIDIA could still be there, but I was really worried because, one, it was not able to get above the 5 today. That worries me. 2, I could probably list out 5 stocks, right? I've already listed them out a ton of times already, so you might have to go back and look, but I showed off the fact that Meta, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Tesla, Apple, all of them were outside of monthly moves, and that is too much risk to the downside for me. So I took my 75% and ran. Now, I'm being very active in saying I'm not shorting this market. It is very, very bullish. I'm not going to short something. If I did, it would maybe be, I think Apple looks like the one, because I've traded Apple so much. I really understand that stock when I do take trades in it. I do like that one, but I'd rather look at US oil and say, why don't I try my luck at some US oil? This looks like a great signal, and it closes in 57 minutes. Yeah, 3 hours before open, yeah. So it looks like it rallied for a second and then failed. Very interesting. All right, if you guys have some that you would like to look at for now. Oh, which ones had earnings? I do have some time now. I want to give you guys the opportunity here to ask some questions if you want. Costco, we were pointing out the 2-hour divergence, but remember, technicals can be thrown out the window with this stuff. I really want to see this reaction though, because this is a solid divergence. SoFi just curl up on a 2-hour and I'm happy. SoFi is not outside. I don't think it is. Let me double check for you. See, I'm just going to tell you guys because I'm genuinely like, okay, what stocks are potentially going to see upward moves? What stocks are more likely to see a riskier, like it would be a risk to take an upside move? Well, the risk upside move would be technically right now, it would still be Tesla, even though that thing is just ripping. Apple would be a risky one. There's no good signal there for me at this moment, and we're above a lot of monthlies, which is a problem, and you're getting outside of weeklies. SoFi is pretty simple. If I could get a good 2-hour confirmation, I might want to see the morning. I do not like a confirmation like it is right now. I do not like this, okay? The last part of the day here, I don't like my confirmation at the last part of the day. Now, there's multiple reasons I could take the trade here from the swing trade perspective, okay? There's multiple reasons. The daily went down and tested the 20-day moving average. That's exactly what we want to see happen as we get to top Bollinger and we keep riding this thing up. Eventually, we're going to see that test. This is where the opportunity could be, but I want to see a good confirmation here. But there's plenty of reasons for this, and especially if you understand that you are in control of your trading and you understand if this 30-minute rotates down, it is still very close to the center line, so you have to manage risk if that happens. that's all okay. This could be a 2-hour swing trade right now. But if that 30-minute rotates down, that will, in my trading, I would be managing risk, and then I would say, let me see if it gives me a gift. What could that gift be for SoFi? Divergence. What if it gives me a gift? It could look terrible and everyone talks shit on it again. It just reaches down and tests that 20 as it's coming up again, right? We can look at the drawing here and just see that 20 would get there. We could test that 20 again real quick, see a 30-minute move down and see a 30-minute move up. It's positive. It could make a higher low, right? So I'm just, and it really looks like those big boys are getting pretty frothy. So what if SoFi cashes a bid? That's all I'm saying. Kind of want to keep my eye on Costco. Costco on the 2-hour. Sell off at the end here. Able to confirm on the last bar of the day. On the last bar of the day. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. But it is confirmed and it is holding below. It's just not a full 2-hour bar. We can even extend it a little bit and you'll see it's not confirming that move down. You're kind of seeing it violate divergences in that, but I like regular trading hours. This would suggest downside is there, but it would say, watch out, it's happening on the last bar of the day, which is one that doesn't have a full 2 hours in it. And then also you have an E right here, which means either way, this is 50-50. This could gap up tomorrow, completely give up the move, right? It could gap up, take out stops, get people fearful, get people to take calls, and then give up the entire move, right? It can do anything with earnings. What's another one with earnings that's reported? Yeah, and the Dow is very interesting. I really think that the Dow might catch a bid soon, which is very interesting. You're seeing 30-minute divergences pop up as you get closer and closer to the weekly expected move. And is this just the Dow pointing to the 20? Look where the 20 is. You're on it now. You're losing it today. You're confirming that below there. So you can see a bigger drop here. But if we make another 30-minute divergence here, this 2-hour is likely to turn up. This one, you gotta lean towards, this one in IWM, you have to be open to a lower high. You have to be open to, hey, we're gonna go grab liquidity and drop back down. All right, I'd just be open to it. And then if it does that, it does that, it does that, your daily is gonna be probably by that center line, right? If we did all this, well, and it's not able to confirm back up, you're gonna see this go, and then you have your daily pullback. So there could be opportunities. I think they're going to line up, and that's why I want to be patient and not risk my money before those opportunities are there. Adobe is falling. But, you know, here's the thing, guys. You can do whatever you want to do. You push the buttons, right? I'm just talking about how these things behave and trying to teach a little bit here. But what you want to do when you're learning from this channel is just take into consideration why I sold NVIDIA. I did not sell NVIDIA because it looks really bad. It has a great move today. I sold NVIDIA for other reasons, and that is to manage the risk in those moves, and then I can take another play that I think is a little less risky with oil. IonQ. Oh, I'm down. Oh, I'm down for some IonQ, man. That's a flush there. IonQ. Great divergences. Great divergences there. That should convince us, hey, this is going to see a daily pullback. Let's look at the daily. The daily does not have divergence, so this might be an opportunity looming. It could already be here. Isn't that the crazy part? Your opportunity could be here right now because you're at the 20. Now you are losing the 20, so I really liked IonQ. I think the levels I talked about, yeah, it was right here, 2150. Was what I really liked for IonQ. And notice this, the reason I like 2150, if I take a line and I just pinpoint this high right here, boom, and I go like that, what do I see now? Now I have a reason to pay attention to this level. What do I see? Retest, retest, retest. What do I see in that area? A 50-day moving average. Right? So if I see this drop for longer, it goes like this, catches a bounce, retest, like, right? We see this too. This can easily see a bounce right here. So that's where it could be over, right? The 2-hour could turn up and that's all you get for a pullback. But if this wants to drop lower and then catch a bounce somewhere and then lower, and then I see this, that's when IonQ looks really juicy to me. IonQ has double top. Yeah, and it shows in the 2-hour divergence. Yeah, the 2-hour divergence all the way across. You see it hold all the way. On the RSI, it's not really, it's flat on the MACD here, but if you really look at this RSI, you're going, okay, double top, more like a quadruple divergence all the way down, right? That doesn't look pretty. That's not something I want to go long on. If I see this confirm back down, that's the opposite signal of going long. And the funny thing is, my dad owns this stock. Hopefully he was paying attention because I said right here, I said, hey, there might be the chance for another 2-hour turn up, and then watch out because eventually this is going to lead to a divergence really close to the center line. He doesn't know technicals, but hopefully he was paying attention. 4-hour might even gave it to you. There you go, 4-hour as well, triple divergence there. So a lot of reasons to get out of a long position. That's all I'm saying. Big drop on Adobe. Top at 11.21. I wouldn't say double top. I would not say double top. No, but something I want to look at here is this is great because it goes back a long ways. I want to see how this line behaved in the past. Awesome. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so this line could be important. Pay attention to 2157, 2150, because look at this. We pop up, big flush, resistance again. We pop up, resistance at that area. We pop through it. We really gain those buyers over time. We boom through it. We see a big move. We give it up. Where do we go? Directly towards 2157. See a pop up. We lose it. Now we hold it as resistance multiple times. I really like that level now. This is just going back through the charts and making sure, hey, am I paying attention to a good level? And then if the signals look good around this level, that's going to be key. If I see a daily get down to here and swing back up and confirm, good. IonQ might have another push higher. I'm not bearish on this stock. I'm just saying this could be a more dramatic pullback. Right, if we take this low here, we really take this low right here. We go like this. What are you going to notice down here? Well, where's our little golden pocket? Well, it's actually right above that 2150, right? That would be a solid retrace. Then we see something good happen. So I can pay attention to that area. It looks very, very good. I would write that. I would literally mark that off on my charts right now. And that's what I did. Triple bullish divergence on the daily and positive on the weekly chart. Also, it just broke out of its bearish structure. David, what did you mention here? BA. All right, so Boeing. Oh, Boeing. Boeing was something that I believe we mentioned on bigger time frames, and it's starting to confirm. So the daily confirming the divergence here. I want to check this RSI. Where's that point? Yeah, RSI is not really holding it very well, but you're seeing that move up. And the big signal we were looking at was weekly. I do remember that. Weekly divergence is what we were paying attention to. That has confirmed. What does that mean? What did we say when we were talking about it this morning with the SPY? What were we talking about? We're talking about the fact that we paid attention to a weekly divergence, and that was ending up being a good time for the monthly to get a cross. What does the monthly look like here? Well, it looks like, ooh, it is starting to consolidate, and we could see a big move. We could still see some more time in this before it really breaks out, right? You see how the price action could get tight in this overall triangle, if you will. And that could be a continuation triangle to head lower. But this is suggesting that you might have found a weekly floor for now. It doesn't mean pullbacks can't happen even right now, but on the weekly scale, taking out this low would be very, very bearish at this point because you've made it into a decent base. So weekly confirmed up 2 weeks ago, and that's what we were paying attention to. We were paying attention to it a long time ago, by the way. I don't think we saw when this happened. We were saying, look for that divergence down in this area. I think when this bar was here, hey, that could confirm up next week, and then I'm pretty sure it happened. We just weren't watching it diligently. But this is the signal you want to see. You want me to prove it in real time? Well, right here, you saw it, double bottom, boom. monthly started to turn up, right? Look at this. What is this? October 2022. Weekly or monthly turned up earlier. That's why, you know, the course down there, the full technical analysis course, is good because you'll get in earlier, right? The course got you in somewhere probably around this 143.76, where the monthly actually would get you in, the swing trade would get you in somewhere around 190.69, and then you see a nice uptrend. But this probably caused you some trouble, right? This probably confused you on the swing trade side of things, just to be aware of that. Yeah, don't mind it. And then on the SPY, I was just going to show this off. When did this monthly tell us it was most likely to cross up? Well, it actually told you way down here that it was going to cross up all the way over here, right? Look at the weekly. Boop. Uh-oh, that's up. Uh-oh, that's way up for the RSI. Bottom? Okay. Great. That's just investment signals right there. All right, let's look around. What else you guys got? Adobe still falling. Let me go check on that guy. And then we're going to check on Costco. Adobe falling, and actually with a weekly reaction off of the 200 on the weekly. Very interesting. Daily looking like a pullback would be nice, but this might be more than a pullback. That E can do a lot to the stock. So we'll just see how this opens up tomorrow. As far as it goes, I do want to keep my eye on Costco. I want to see that reaction because the 2-hour had some bad signals here. Let me know if you get some news coming out for Costco. Oh, tomorrow after the bell? Shit. Aw, someone. I thought it was going into tomorrow. I thought it was like now. That's sad. That's sad. David, yeah, I think that was a good one to pay attention to. And I think it's more of a, when you're looking at weeklies and you're looking at monthlies, unless you can buy leaps or something like that, it's more of an investment strategy there. Just so you are aware. That's what I'm talking about. I do want to check on Apple real quick after hours just to see if that's continuing. Okay, we're starting to catch that bounce. So I'm still aware. Just be aware this can make another move higher. The Qs did violate some levels. Why is this thing dropping? Out of the money puts mid-morning on cost. Hey, good luck to you, Jeff. Good luck to you. Just know, in my world, in my trading history, earnings is pretty much black or red, baby. I wish you nothing but luck, and I hope that it does not land on green and they take out the upside and then rug pull that thing or something. BCE. Have I looked at this before? Nope. I wish they were at the same time. They're not. Yeah, this is 2-hour getting to the center line, making a bunch of divergences, then just confirming back down. And you gotta understand that if it confirms on the 2-hour really close to the center line, that is bad. That is a bad sign. You're hoping that that can curl back up. Never was able to curl back up, so you're continuing to drop. That is unfortunate. The daily, what I would more so be looking for is daily divergence, but just know that this thing is dropping off a cliff. You have to have more of a fundamental reason for this stock at this point. You're getting rid of weekly divergence and things like that. It does not look pretty. I'm just going to be honest with you. Never play earnings. It's a crapshoot. Yeah, I found that out thousands of dollars after I made that mistake. So Lizard, hopefully that was helpful with IonQ. Yeah, TY, I'm just trying to give it to you straight, man. There's not a lot of technicals to fully go off of. You might get a daily divergence, but this is where I don't know if you're doing, you know, I don't know these people. I don't know if your strategy is options related or not. This one would be a sketchy one for options. I'm just going to let you know right now. Course analysis helped me find it. I really appreciate your confirmation. Yeah, David, that's exactly what I want to see, David. So thank you so much for showing up today. I really want to do more closing streams because it seems like a little bit of a different crowd can show up, which is fun. It's just my schedule doesn't allow it. And I won't be able to put out a video tonight. So thank you guys for showing up to this stream, okay? Thank you for showing up to the stream. I will be posting the daily expected moves to Patreon for tomorrow. Might even post those in a post on YouTube as well. Any others? 606 puts for Friday. SPY, you're in a weird spot. You're in a really weird spot right now for the SPY because you're wondering, is this in some way a liquidity grab or is this the next trend up? Because when you make these divergences, guys, and then you violate one of them, it usually means that you're about to go into more of an uptrend. You saw something a little crazy. But this is where you risk to reward the situation. Is it even worth me to play the SPY after, in the last hour of the day, making this decision? If I was looking at stocks in the last hour and I understand monthly expected moves, I understand weekly expected moves, and I see Apple, one of the biggest stocks outside of it, I see Meta outside of it, I see Tesla outside of it, I see Amazon outside of it, I see, there's a few more, right? It was like Microsoft and Google all outside of it. Is there, when it's outside of the upside move on all of those stocks, is the risk to reward there? Is the risk that we're going to see a drop or is the risk that we're going to see a pop? Well, those are all 68% zones you're outside of and you're seeing something crazy. That's fantastic. Do I want to risk my money now that I've seen something crazy and I've made some money with these moves? No. That's all I would say, right? That's me. I had a good trade going. There was no reason for me based on these signals here to get out of NVIDIA. The reasons that I want to get out of this is because a lot of stocks are telling me to take my foot off the gas, even if this goes up for a couple more days. All right, that's why I got out of my NVIDIA play. That's why I took profit. So the SPY. What is going on with this? Well, you're always aware of something first. Always be aware of what is going on the bigger scale to understand, do I want to be a little quicker taking profit? Or can I hold things a little bit longer? Why was I so quick to take profit today? Well, look at this signal. We don't like this weekly signal. We hate it. That's garbage, right? That's really bad. Hasn't confirmed yet, so we understand that this can go higher. Now let's go look at something else. Let's go look at the daily. Well, the daily's overbought. It curled down and it still is curled down today. What have we not done to really convince me we can go higher? Well, we haven't done what we did in the past. We haven't done this. That was great, right? But you'll notice we haven't done the key thing to keep this thing bullish. And that is a test of the 20. We haven't seen that. So I'm not going to try to get bullish to make this, right? I would rather wait, see all this play out, let everyone lose their minds, see this go back down to the 20, and then see it curl back up into positive territory. This is way less risky than this right now for me. And that's what I dictated today. That's why I put an update video on Patreon. I don't think it was the most like decisive video, but I think I got the point across. It's right at the channel. Yeah, and I think my channel is the recent one, right? I think mine is the recent one that I formulated. The more one I want to pay attention to as far as channels goes, you know, you're paying attention to the SPY, pay attention to the Qs as well. We've violated this channel, but look how long we've been in this channel. We've been at since these lows, really. Like we've connected, we've pretty much seen this whole time, just keep heading in that upward direction. We kind of don't hit it all the time, but I think it's a very good channel, and you see we're starting to violate that again. Now we have hurt that before, right? We have gone through that before, but that was a massive trap. You can see it on the daily scale, divergence, flat, down. Bam, that's bad. Do we have that right now? Not necessarily. You have it a little bit here on the RSI, but nothing to really be worried about. I'd be more worried if by the end of the month we do something like this and we curl back up, you see that channel get hit again, and then end of December, you just see this land in that monthly expected move. Now, you might have it. This is why I'd watch out for January. This is what I drew out in my videos over the weekend. Right? And then we've talked about the shorter time frames. Last night we talked about the fact that everyone was going to be saying NVIDIA has a head and shoulders, and I just said it's going to bounce tomorrow. 30-minute signal. Yeah, let's go to GME. I'm down. Let's go check on GME. Okay, so GME. Key thing you need here. What do I always say? Well, one, is this absolutely terrible? No, you do have arguments here for bad things to happen. The daily is turning down, still in pullback mode. So you're looking for the opportunity. When do you want to look for the opportunity? When that 20 gets tested. It's a very good rule as you ride and keep hitting that Bollinger Band. If I'm still not in the move, I want to be in it down here, or when the cross up happens right here, right? If I'm just swing trading, what is this? Well, this is a swing trade above the 200, right? If I think very simply, and your universal codes, you're probably watching a bunch of YouTubers with GME. I see you're excited about it, and I think that's fantastic. But what I want to do is I want to simplify things for me as much as possible. So what were we calling out? We were calling out 2-hour divergence down here that could turn up the daily. What does the daily give me if it crosses up right here above all these moving averages? It gives me the swing trade signal, right? If I really want to be just a basic level, then I would say a swing trade signal. And that's what happened here. You went through a pullback, but you noticed that swing trade kept that run going the whole time. We test top Bollinger all this time. So when is the next opportunity if I missed out on the swing trade? Well, top Bollinger, we test the 20. Boom. Again, there's the opportunity. We top Bollinger, top Bollinger, top Bollinger. Oh no, is this thing gonna rocket? Oh, thank you. You went back down to the 20. So now what do I wanna see here? I wanna see that daily turn up. I wanna see the 2-hour go positive. That's what we got now. I wanna see the 30-minute going positive. That's what we got now. Look at the 30-minute about to roll. Not a good sign. Now, if that 30-minute does roll, does it mean that everything's lost? Not necessarily. Actually, this is high enough. It's at what is it at? 0.28. So it's actually low enough that you could experience another thing like this. But do you know what the look was before the big moment? Here, let's do this. Let me do something real quick. Let's do that. All right. Now we're going to do this. Oh, that was not right. Sorry, my mouse is messed up, guys. All right, let's go look. Let's see. I think it was the bigger moment, actually. Let's see if that adds up to anything. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. I don't know if it was that one. It's this one. All right. We saw a big drop on the 30-minute. Now, this is what I'm talking about with GME people, okay? That one day, you're going to see the 30-minute confirm up. You're not going to see it turn back down until it's at absolutely crazy prices. That's how this is going to work. Now, in this area, what did you have? You had the big pullback. What are we experiencing now? Well, relatively a big pullback. Look where it went to. The 20. The 20. And weirdly enough, it's almost in the same area, right? So it's a little bit lower. But look at that. We react to the 20. We curl back up. Look at that. That happened Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, still Tuesday, Tuesday, and it curled up into positive territory and we saw a massive move. This is what I'm talking about. If it comes down, look for the opportunities. That's where I take a chance and I manage risk. You saw this turn down, it crossed back up, and it never crossed back down until kaboom, right? Okay, that's gonna confuse me. Can't do it right now. Oh God. I'm just saying. Now I'm gonna screenshot that and I'm gonna look at it for you guys later and see if I find a little area like this in the near one. Can we look at Meta? Yeah, Meta is one you want to be looking at. So like, yes, Justin, yes. Meta is one you want to be paying attention to if this 30-minute crosses. Why would I be paying attention to this if it crosses? And I'm going to tell you guys, because you're here after hours, putting in the work, listening to some dude on YouTube talk about technicals who's traded for a while. I think that's fantastic. It says a lot about you. It says, hey, I'm willing to stick around and do some work, and I think that's awesome. So what I want to pay attention to here for Meta is, what do I see on the chart right away? Okay, I see this, right? Highs. What do I see here? Well, I see a divergence. Ooh, that divergence got kind of flat, but is it still there on the RSI? Yes. Look at this. Look at this divergence on the RSI. Bam, down, right? And you are turning down right now. So it means pay attention. Now, is this some kind of shelf to head a little bit higher? Maybe. So does that mean I want to short this? This is a very bullish run. So let's look. The daily. Why would I maybe want to take a position here? Well, the daily doesn't look good. Okay. The 2 hour. The 2 hour has divergence as well. So Meta is one that says I might see more than a pullback. But if all the other stocks look like pullback, I mainly just want to stick to pullback for Meta. But you see 2 hour divergence. We see 30-minute divergence. We see daily divergence across. I mean, some major weakness can be here. So do I want to go long right here? Or do I want to say, hey, let me see if that pulls back and then wait for an opportunity, right? I'm not going to say take a play. Like, this is a big bull run. It's very difficult to short those and find the actual top. So this can keep doing these little moves. Remember Palantir? Palantir kept doing it. Kept doing it. My assessment of GME in summary is I think it has a good shot to move up now. I think that that move could actually fade, like now as in next week. If it wants to even see that upward move, I'm more leaning towards the big moment in January of 2025. That's my general thinking on the overall move, but I like the way it looks now. If you really look at it, you go, this has a good opportunity. It had a decent earnings and all that stuff. But to capitalize on Meta, now I want to pay attention to something else. What reasons could I come up with for why would this fall? Well, if I'm seeing this go up too fast, what could I use to overall dictate whether or not this is going up too fast, according to the options market, right? Where's my 68% zone? Well, let's see for Meta, my 68% zone for the month. Am I above it right now? Yes. How far above it am I? Let's go look. I'll look. Let's just do it right here. We'll do it right here. Maybe you could put together where that monthly expected move is from this. We are above it by 3%. So that tells me I have a reversal signal and I have a 68% chance to drop by 3%. Well, I guess we'll probably have to do it this way. Yeah, about 3%. So you really want to pay attention to this, because if this just crosses like that, you could be in a daily pullback, and that is adding up to, we could see something bad for Meta in the next, like, by the end of the week. Now, does that mean I want to short in this environment? Right? I have to really think through my decision making and say, do I want to short in this environment? Meta just got really good news. Okay, it's still going up. All right, we've seen crazy things happen and this market's being really irrational. So do I want to bet against that, or do I want to wait for the opportunity? Well, if Meta can give an opportunity, what would it do? Where would the opportunity be? There's a zone. There's a zone right here. Right? And what is in that zone? The 20. So right away, I want to say, okay, if Meta's going to pull back with those signals on the monthly scale, or on the daily scale, where would it most likely retest as it is at top Bollinger? It's probably going to go down to the 20. And where is the 20? It's right in a zone that was a breakout zone. Resistance, 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 breakthrough. Awesome. Now I have a plan. Now, if that daily crosses, it's going to cross down divergence. Maybe I want to make sure there are good signals at the 20 now. So now maybe I draw a line for myself. Maybe I draw a zone. Maybe I take this level right here and I say, okay, the 20 will be in that area, 598. Hey, let's round up a little bit. People like whole numbers. 600 is probably going to get a reaction. I can go look at the options data and see if there's a big put wall there or something like that. And then I can say, okay, if I see a reversal signal around 600, right? It's not ever going to be exact, but you can say around 600, around 598. If I see a strong base, that daily might confirm back in the upward direction, right? If we start to see boom, 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 everyone might be calling out that Meta is going to crash, and you see a divergence. Once that confirms, you can say, okay, Meta is most likely to make another upward move here. Right? That's how we want to look into things. All right? None of that can play out. Everything I just said, there's no reason that that has to play out. This stock can do exactly what the stock wants to do. And if this stock wants to, it could still pull back on this 30-minute and make another divergence. It could still do this and do that. It could do all that confirmed divergence and keep doing it. That's the environment we're in right now. So am I overly eager to short stuff? Not necessarily. Am I overly eager for stuff to pull back to give me opportunities like Apple, even with this small thing right here? Yes, I'm open to opportunities for upside for the most part. Yeah, I think it's got a good shot, Universal Codes. I think it's got a good shot. The main thing with that, though, is it's going to be very hard to time it with like an option play. You're going to have to really understand, hey, that 30 minutes confirming back down. I need to take profit at times, right? You can see some good gains, actually, if you're paying attention to that. But the best way for those type of things are treating it like a potential fundamental investment with good signals now, right? You had a monthly curl up for GME. That monthly is trying to go positive, right? I'm pretty sure it might be already. I can't remember. There you go. It's going positive. Do you know what happened before the big move? Hey, right there you went positive. Let's see. Let's see if this is on a bar here. Let's really zoom in. Let's see. That went positive right here. Look at that. This right here went positive. Monthlies. We talked about monthlies a little bit this morning. For GME, 454 is when the monthly went positive. What happened over the next month? Big things. Guess what went positive? Actually, potentially went positive last month. It was GME. It said it was a good investment over here, potentially. Now it's saying it's a good investment because it's going positive on the monthly scale. And now you have positivity on the monthly, and you just had a decent earnings. So probably the better earnings that it's had in years. Yeah, very cool. Palantir. Palantir is difficult. Why? Well, look, when the monthly goes positive, let's see. Try to here, I'd say right here. Monthly went positive. Awesome. That's actually, I think, the same time the SPY did, if I'm not incorrect. No, I think I'm incorrect on that. So don't quote me on that. Pretty sure, but not 100%. Anyway, curled up, went positive on the monthly here. But what did we do? What did we do? Let's see. Let's see. We went positive on the monthly, and then we experienced a pullback. Let me see what month that was. Sorry. February 2024. All right, so February of 2024. November, February 2024. Okay, so February 2024, we saw that upward move. And I'm just going to really do this for you. Okay, what do we notice happened here? A divergence. A divergence happened here. So what do we do? Oh, well, we pull down, we pull down, we pull down. What did we make for the upside? Uh-oh. Triple bottom? Triple divergence on the RSI and MACD at the same time. Boom. Palantir's a go. Crazy dip down to the 200 there for Palantir, but still. So at this point for Palantir, I'm sure that's what you're really interested in. I just like talking about when opportunities are really good ones for a long time. This is interesting. We talked about Palantir a little bit this morning because we were like, hey, Palantir, yeah, it's dropping, but it's below the weekly expected move. What happens? It wicks up from there. So awesome. I'm glad I have those levels so I don't get encouraged to be overly short. Dang it. So what I noticed here was we've been riding that 5 the whole way up on this 30-minute. You can see we lose it at times, but it's mostly to go sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, up. Okay, we always react off the 5. So what do I want to be worried about? Well, I wanted to be worried about that this was losing the 5. But what are we trying to do right now? We're trying to retake it. Now, do we have big reversal signals here? No. No, we don't. So what I'd be paying attention to is the fact that that 30-minute could fail. And this could really do something different. But if I want to see the next move higher to really take out these levels, or I would say test in here and head higher, I got to see an hourly turn up. I think it was hourly for this one looked the clearest. Really close to the center line. the last time this was really close to the center line, we got back above the 5 and we rode that bad boy. If we can get that to cross up, get above the 5, we can maybe ride that bad boy. Watch out for divergence on this move, though. If you get a strong one, watch out if that fades. Palantir is one that we do have monthly expected moves for on Patreon, just so you are aware. And the reason I'm saying pay attention to one more hourly or 2-hour move is if that hourly does make that move and beats out that high, you could be running into a weekly expected move and you're making divergence outside of a monthly all at the same time. I'm giving warnings because I'm someone who likes to give warning, and this can play out for a long time, but I can sit on my hands, I can watch the stocks every single day, I can chat about it with you guys, try to be helpful, and then I can sit, I can watch the SPY hit a 20, or maybe even go a little bit deeper whenever I see those reversal signals, and then I can get bullish again. But right now, it says foot off the gas for me. DJT, solid there, little breakout, we'll see what happens. Yeah, see SoFi just stalling. And GME actually moving down. So 30-minute rules down. What did we just review on GME in the past when the big move happened? The 30-minute rotated up, it never rotated back down. So this 30-minute, if it rotates down, it's not the moment. If it rotates back up, could be. But you need the 2-hour, the daily, and the 30-minute positive all at the same time. Pablo, that's kind of, I'm not really thinking flash crash. I'm more thinking a transfer, right? Like the reason that I liked IWM and I want to see what it does tomorrow is because the 2-hour is so close to the center line. And it's better than the last time. So I want to see this curl up. Now we see negativity towards the end of the day. That's not good. But what I want to see is, does this get a rotation move into it, as a lot of these are still slightly lagging behind? Maybe not like Palantir and those, but so a lot of other stocks, you're talking about breadth is trash. Well, if we get this to pop up, we might see some of that breadth come back in and then see those stocks go for a run. Once the bigger stocks get their pullbacks to their 20, then people will sell out of these and go back into the mega caps. Oh, XLU is God, I almost cussed. I don't like to cuss on this channel. You still have your DJT position? Yeah, I have a month out one. I just don't. I mean, that one's mostly a fun play. It's literally 5 contracts. But that's why I looked over at it very quickly, because DJT actually started to go, like, see some premium value come back into the call side. So yeah, I'm keeping it. It's kind of one of my fun plays, just like... what's the other one I took? I have a couple fun plays right now. FFIE is doing trash. That was my fun play. FFIE and DJT. Someone told me of a better fun play, I think, and I don't think I took it. Damn it. Yeah, but those are just little contract plays to get my little gambling side out, you know what I mean? So yeah, Palantir. I'm like, yeah, that can keep continuing. So do I want to try to short Palantir? Like, really looking at the stock, do I want to short this? Well, it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. We're starting to make those signals for bad things, but we had one of those here, and it just went sideways and kept going. You got to be willing to be wrong. You got to be accountable. You got to stay in control and say, if this 2-hour crosses up, I'm out of the move. 2-hour crosses up, I'm out of the move. Or maybe you do 30-minute, right? I like to do 30-minute crosses up. But the opportunity for Palantir, is this some kind of massive thing? Well, you have a divergence on the RSI, so this could be a significant drop. This could go just down to the 20 as we're at top Bollinger. We could consolidate. We could do this and then consolidate and then go like that. But because we have ridden this for so long, maybe it's a little bit more meaningful. Maybe we need to get back down to 58.50 so that 50 can catch up. We can react off of that. But the main thing is, I don't care where it goes. I just want to see a good signal, see a good base, see those things confirm, see this curl down on the MACD, see it curl up, and then I know, hey, there's not the best reversal signals for some massive drop. If we get a massive drop that just tanks all the way below $40, you're most likely experiencing a black swan, right? Am I going to short something because I think a black swan is coming? No, it is like impossible to call. The timing is almost impossible to call unless you were looking at the SPY with COVID. If you wanted to catch the COVID crash, you actually could have. Yeah, it's a flash crash. It was just out of nowhere, man. There's no one that could have seen it coming. No one? No one? Interesting. Because that daily divergence says, hey, at least the SPY is going to turn down. Maybe even reverse the trend. Did it reverse the trend? I'd say it did. Momentum said, yeah, people are selling out. People know more info than you do. Went in at 75. No, I'm not laughing at you, by the way. I'm trying to think where Palantir's at, but yeah, the signals will pop up. This is 2020. 2021. 2021 was more confusing, right? But you still had it. You had one blip. Oh, let's shoot it higher. Let's get retail trapped. Boop. Yeah, I'd say 5%. I'm open to that. It's not a loss until you pull out. Never pull out. Have lots of kids. Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry, what are we talking about? Dude, I like this. I'm hanging. This is fun when nothing's moving. I can just talk about what I want to talk about. We had what up, Maurice? You want me to look at a stock? I'm having fun. I can't do a video. I'm trying to stay as long as I can here. So if you got something you want me to look at, hey, I'm here. I'm here for you. Just please, God, don't ask me to look at Palantir again. It's like the 10th time. Or GameStop, because the signals are just like unclear, which makes total sense. I just want a daily to confirm up and saw good stuff. Marcel, thank you so much. Marcel, that's what it is. Also, suggestion for tonight for you guys. If you aren't watching it already and you have a significant other, please go onto Hulu and watch Love Island Australia. It is frickin' bonkers. So it's me and my wife's guilty pleasure. Uber and Lyft, let's do it. We've looked at Uber in the past. I wonder how this behaved, because I think some bad stuff was happening to it after it showed good signals. Yo, it's nuts. It's like absurd. And here's the thing. You want to know the coolest part about what's it called? About my wife in that show. She saw the Taylor dude, and right when she saw him, she goes, I don't get a good feeling from this person. And he seemed so nice, and I was like, really? And she goes, I do not get a good feeling from this person. And now. Okay, I won't ruin anymore. That's all I'll ruin. Okay, no spoilers anymore. Okay, nothing. You'll watch it. I'm at movie night. Sorry. Reality TV, guilty pleasure of mine when it comes to Love Island, because I was almost on the show. But we can see here, what we were talking about with this was, hey, 2-hour signals. I'm pretty sure that's what we were talking about here. 2-hour signals. And then we got this drop. And we go, hey, it's not all said and done. If this can build this as a base, we can see that daily divergence play out, right? We could see a daily divergence that was potential here. But that's what we want to be aware of if it's going to give us an opportunity. It did not give you the opportunity. It's just continuing the trend down. So what you're noticing is the 2-hour, it went positive, actually created divergence, more lower high, and then you fell from that level, which is unfortunate because look at the structure. It's not bad. That's a like nice and tight head and shoulders there. But did you ever get confirmation that the head and shoulders was going to play out? It unconfirmed. Did it ever confirm back up? No, so that's going to fall through the floor. So for Uber, it needs more time. Most likely what you're going to need to see here before you get some kind of actual daily bounce is you're going to need to see this get by that center line and curl down, just like over here. Look at this. Just like there, that's when you had a chance. And then that ended up being pulled away. So you want to be very quick with it. You want to understand, okay, I'm looking for this. If that shows up, I can take a chance with it, right? And if I manage trades, then I can be in control the whole time. Yo, Justin, you're on the brink of watching things get even crazier. Let me tell you what's going on. I'm not going to tell you what's going on. I want to so bad. Lyft, I'm excited to watch in a little while. I got to get through a bunch of stuff first, though. Lyft, oh, wonder why that line's there. I'm going to clone it because I know myself well enough. Yeah. Okay, so Lyft, this one looks better on the 2-hour. Genuine about that, this looks better on the 2-hour so far. Why does it look better immediately? Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. You guys know this stuff, right? You're getting it by now. That's up. This is down. That's up. This is down. It's positive divergence. So if that 2-hour does cross up, what could you see? The daily move higher. What's the daily look like? Down by the center line. Does the daily have big reversal signals up here? No. So now you're getting a reaction actually down to the 200. Nice little wick there to go down towards the 200. Now you're seeing a 2-hour divergence. If that 2-hour divergence does complete, hey, congratulations. Lyft is most likely, right? Nothing's perfect in the market, so manage your risk in case things go wrong. But if that 2-hour does confirm, well, then all of this might have been just a downward flag, right? This might have been a flag, and you're down by the center line, and the most likely thing is to test those closing highs or go make a new one. How high could that be? Well, I would just watch out for a divergence, maybe make weekly expected moves for the stock and things like that. Very good stuff. I like it. Let me go into a 30-minute for you on Lyft, because there is one thing I want to see. Okay, it's holding the divergence, and the divergence confirmed today. This is your first inclination. You can see positivity. But I want you to understand you're running into potential hiccups, right? You're still not above that 5. When we tried to take it, gave it up. You do have divergence here, but if you want to make a tight little one here to really say that's a strong base, or you see a good move, then you make a higher low, I think that would be great. Now, why do I think that would be great? Well, because we have a breakdown area and we have a high here, so I'd probably just say, okay, this level's probably pretty important. What if I make structure on the kind of micro scale, the 30-minute here? What if I make something that looks even better? That would be a solid look. Dinner's ready, I gotta go. Oh no. So we actually know that when stocks do get added to an indice, they actually can go through some turbulence. Sometimes that is, so here's the thing. If you're reading about it, it's probably already priced in. That's a good rule of thumb. You can learn that from a ton of YouTubers who, actually most of the time it's like older people too, older traders. They'll just be like, hey, yeah, just so you know, if it's in the news, then some big guy with money's already done something with it. So if you're seeing a stock pump and then you get some good news, a lot of things top on good news and a lot of things bottom on bad news because it's already priced in, just so you're aware. We do notice that I think it is more than, I would say that's more than 50% of the time, a stock, when it gets added to an indice after seeing a bunch of positivity, goes through some turbulence. Not meaning that it has to be horrible. Like we said with Palantir, I'm just sitting back. I might trade Palantir because there was some great positivity, but I might trade Palantir once I see that daily down by that center line and curl up into positive territory. Yeah, I'm sorry to say that to you, Angel. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. You know what I mean? That'd just be unfriendly. That'd be a disservice to you. Well, guys, my we're old over here, and baby girl actually loves to eat real food. She constantly does not want to drink her milk. She wants to eat chicken legs and all this crazy stuff. It's actually really funny. I wish I had video to show you guys of the moment when we gave her steak, and it was the funniest thing ever. She literally was in her chair, held it out to us, and was like, "Oh my God, steak!" And then started double fisting. It was just hilarious. But thank you guys so much for indulging me for this stream. I will be back on my computer later to make some daily expected moves, but I got to help out with baby girl. We have some stuff to do around the house, so I don't really have the most time. So I wanted to give you guys some more of my time this afternoon. I tried to go as long as I could. You can tell I did because wifey just came down and was like, "Lucas, come on, come on." So I just want to say thank you guys for indulging me for this post-market stream. And now you know, hey, watch out, because on YouTube, I will make a post, okay, on YouTube to put out those daily expected moves. I will put out a post on Patreon to get you those daily expected moves. And if you're part of Patreon, I did give a little update video for you over there. Wasn't my best, but I was trying to get the information out there quickly of why I was selling my NVIDIA position for a gain, right? High fives. High fives. High five, Alan. Nope, he has pause. He's not good at high-fiving. All right, guys, I hope you have a great night. Make sure to rest up, okay? Don't sit there and stare at charts all night and try to confuse yourself. Write your plan for your trade you got going on tomorrow. Get your I need to get out plan. I'm going to stay in plan. And then see what happens in the morning and be ready to react. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for the live show. I really look forward to it. I think we're going to have a fun rest of the week. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. I got to end the stream right away, so sorry about it, but peace out.